and welcome to the Two Player Podcast with Matt Likes Games and Ham Solo. Enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Two Player Podcast with myself, Matt Likes Games, and my buddy Ham Solo 05 Gaming. How are you doing today, buddy?
Cracking, man. I'm not doing too bad. Woke up a little later than I wanted to, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good.
I'm right there with you. I didn't sleep, dude. I went to bed like right after we stopped playing, which was like for anybody watching. We usually get off around 2 a.m. And I was up Skyrim on Steam Deck until it died. So that was probably a good hour and 20 minutes on Steam Deck, just Skyrim. And then King of the Hill, and then I kept waking up. And then
it's funny that you have to mention that. King of the Hill.
Dude, I'm telling you, I can't stop watching. I can't stop watching that show, and it keeps me up at night because I'm always like, I'll watch one more, and then what happens is I fall asleep, and then it like cuts to like 6 episodes later, and I got to go back to remember where I was.
Oh, I exactly get it.
I hate when that happens. It's no good. But yeah, what have you been playing, buddy? What have you been playing? The past 2 weeks because we missed last week.
Yeah. So I've been playing. Let's see. Obviously 2K. I feel like that kind of goes without saying. Helldivers as well. Man, I'm trying to remember what I have been playing. Dude, a little bit of Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden. Man, I'm having a hard time remembering. What have you been playing? Let me remember some of this stuff right now, because especially since I woke up a little late, I'm a little airheadish and whatnot. So yeah, go ahead.
I've been playing Skyrim. I've been playing a good amount of Skyrim. Back into that for whatever reason. I just got the itch for it. Ham mentioned Banishers. I've been on Banishers a little bit. I need to do a little bit more of that because I've been slacking the last few nights. Grabbed Lords of the Fallen on a pretty decent sale. Getting my ass kicked by the first boss, so probably need to make a new character, maybe something with magic. We'll see. I don't know how the magic works in that game. Need to make a new character, get back to that first boss, and see if I can beat him and which character I want to go with from there. Let's see what else.
I remember, and I guess I could speak for the both of us on this one.
Yeah, go for it.
Remnant 2.
Absolutely, we just beat that, or I just beat that.
You beat it.
You've already beat that. I just beat it.
That was like my third time.
Okay.
Getting to that end boss and destroying them, and yeah, I already beat that little like DLC thing too that they had, the little what is it called, like the Bloodborne kind of thing.
I haven't seen the DLC. I mean, I have the DLC. I haven't seen it though, so I need to do it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I already beat that as well. Sifu, I've been playing a crap ton of that, because that game is pretty addictive once you really kind of get it figured out. I don't even have it completely figured out. I just have like a good understanding of it, and I can kick some ass, but it's still pretty tough for me. The finals with Matt and Mike. I turned on a little bit of Persona, but I haven't really played much of it. And Final Fantasy 16. I played a little bit of that as well. So now I caught you up on what I've been playing. My bad.
Oh, you're all good.
Oh, and Tekken 8.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, a lot, dude. That's a lot of people. I mean, Loke, I know, has been playing Tekken. Every time Sensei or Blind or even Too Big join the Discord, they seem to always be playing Tekken as of late. Everybody's playing Tekken, it seems like. I wish, because if I had to pick a fighter, it probably would be Tekken. Because they don't make Evil Zone anymore, which is bullshit. But I digress. but it probably would
Love
be
it.
Tekken. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe that's a game. I'm not super into the fighting genre. That might be something I pick up. Maybe like Black Friday type of shit. I don't know. We'll see. But it does look like a pretty cool game. So yeah, that's what Ham's been playing. What I've been playing, like I said, Skyrim, Lords of the Fallen. He mentioned Finals, Banishers. What else? I know there was another game. Oh yeah, Elden Ring. Elden Ring is like the game I'm trying to play to get myself into playing Souls games. And I already beat Elden Ring. I'm just trying to play more of it to get myself in the groove again, so I can play other ones. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's what we've all been playing. We can hop into, I guess, the first topic of discussion, which would be the showcase that just happened. Actually, pretty damn decent. Not a bad job, Xbox. Not a bad job at all. I mean, I had about. I mean, I don't know the exact number of games they showed, but I would say somewhere in the range of 50 to 60% of that show felt like something that was right up my alley, which is pretty damn good for a partner preview show, in my opinion. But before I get into my thoughts and feelings on it, what do you think about it? And are there any games that stuck out to you personally that have you the most interested?
I thought that first game that they showed was pretty nuts. The way that they
Unknown
kind of
9.
opened it up. Yeah,
Yes.
the Unknown game.
Mm-hmm.
That game was pretty damn cool looking. Not gonna lie. It's kind of hard to explain. That game was kind of hard to explain. Like I'm replaying a little bit of it right now, trying to watch it again. And let's see. Like you're running around as this girl, and it's like you can kind of like it's almost like you're stealing people's souls or something like that, or like hopping into their bodies and making them do things to get through the levels, and it's pretty nuts.
Yeah, that was a good way to open the show.
It's like it seems like a very stealth game.
Mm-hmm.
And it has the art style kind of a what's that? What your favorite game? Or
I wonder if you're thinking about it. Is it Kana?
No.
Okay, I was about to say because it reminded me a little bit of Kana. What game are you thinking of?
I was thinking of trying to think. It's an arcane game. I'm having a brain fart right now.
It could be Dishonored. It could
Dishonored.
be,
thank you. I was having a brain fart. It had like the art style of Dishonored, like when you seen the characters kind of up close.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that then, because I do like a good art style. I do.
Yeah, it just kind of reminds me. At least it reminds me of the first, like one of the first guys you meet in Dishonored. At least, like when you get on the boat and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that game looks really cool. The one game looks really weird with the copies of yourself. I forget what that game's called. But like you have a bunch of different copies of yourself, and you got to maintain their like happiness, and you're trying to like escape or something like that.
Arrow All by Myself. Is that the game? Let me see.
Yeah,
I know it's something all by myself.
all by myself.
Yes. I can't find.
It's like plural.
Yeah. I'll find it. I'm gonna go to Xbox's channel. But yeah, it was a really cool name for that specific game. And that was another one of the games, honestly, for me, that was kind of like a highlight of the show. Which, I mean, whenever they first started that game, and they were like, "Oh, the premise is, you got to manage this thing," and I was just, you're by yourself and you're in space. I was like, yeah. But then they added the twist of like, oh, you're cloning different versions of yourself, and the daylight kills you, so you can't go out in daylight, and then you also got to keep everyone happy, which is like they said almost impossible to do, all to manage it to get yourself off of the planet. I'm like, okay, now I'm interested.
They also had that sleight of hand game that's only wish listable right now.
Mm-hmm.
That looks pretty hot. But I still need to see more to be like actually excited about it. It just kind of looks pretty interesting right now.
Yeah.
The Stalker comeback, the
Yes.
controller support games now, the
Finally.
fixed for Series X and backwards compatibility. Like it's good to see that backwards compatibility thing still kind of kicking, you know?
Yeah.
Because I remember Phil was like, "Oh, we're done doing backwards compatibility now," stuff like that. But it seems like it's kind of case by case.
And
Depends on like
yeah, they got to keep it open.
right. So and especially now that they got Activision, Blizzard, so we're gonna see a lot more backwards compatibility compared to when they said that they had to slow down or stop on it. Now they're right back at work.
Yep. And that last game, by the way, just to give out the name, the correct name, because I screwed it up. It's Alters. Alters all by myself is the name of the game.
Okay, yeah, Alters. That's right. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm actually looking at that game right now. I have it replaying right here. It's pretty nuts how you're managing all the people. I like the moments that you're outside and doing stuff. That looks really cool. But being inside, I don't know. Kind of weird to me.
Yeah, like the whole outside, like the way the world looks, whatever world you're on, it looks really nice. And I like the idea of being able to explore. I also like the added danger element of like, yeah, you can't be outside during the day. I think that's a really pretty interesting twist. But it looks like a beautiful looking game. In fact, I'm gonna head on over to YouTube and bring it up on the stream. That whole part. I'm just gonna let it play through while we talk about it. But yeah, I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
All right. So let me see what other game, because I have to remember the names of the games here. I have like 6 or 7 that I really enjoyed seeing. So we talked about Unknown. Obviously, we're on Stalker. The next game that I saw that grabbed my attention was First Berserker Kazan, and I don't know if you saw this when you were watching, and I believe we saw that game before. You said no.
I don't remember it off the top of my head.
Okay, so it's
I kind of
like
had to zoom through. I kind of had to zoom through the showcase because I missed I woke up super late. So I woke up as the showcase was happening with like 7 minutes left, and I was like, "Oh shit, gotta get ready for the show."
Yeah. So First Berserker is like the similar art style. I don't know if you remember that game. I never played it, but I definitely have seen it. That game Code Vein. It used to be in Game Pass. It was like a Souls-like game, but it was very the art style was very different. It wasn't super realism, but it was definitely a Souls-like game. You can kind of tell by just the ridiculous size of the bosses and epic music and battles and everything in that game. Very Souls inspired. It's called the First Berserker Kazan. That game looks awesome. Let me go ahead and bring up the Xbox partner preview on stream for you guys. But yeah. So you said you didn't get to see that one.
I'm wondering if it's what I'm looking at right now. Is there like a train?
No, it's a dude with like a long ass ponytail in the back.
Oh no, then no, I'm missing it. I'm looking at the what is this game called? Sinking City is what I was looking at.
Gotcha. Let me see. Showcase.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it, but I'll have to check it out here in a sec. Oh, I see it. I see it.
All right, good.
Yeah, is it a little bit more cartoony?
Yes.
Yeah.
It sure is. Doing all this on the fly here, you're seeing all the behind the scenes. Let me get this up and running. Okay. Muted on my end, but I'm going to let it just play in the background there. All right, but yeah, that game looked pretty damn hot to me. I want to know more about it because whenever I see a Souls game, my first thought is there co-op? And is the co-op good? Because From Software, as great as Elden Ring was, did not set an awesome standard for co-op. It was pretty terrible co-op in that game. So I definitely want to see more from this game. It looks awesome. I believe they didn't give a date. I believe it just said 2024 on the thing at the end. But definitely looking forward to it. I'm gonna let you.
Reminds me of Wolong a little bit, but
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. I 100% get that. In fact, let me fast forward to the game I'm talking about because that'll actually do it.
Who makes it? Looks like a Koei Tecmo game.
Who
It's
does
probably
it?
not.
That's a good question. Let me go ahead and fast forward to the end of that. Nexon and
Okay.
and a company called Neeple. I don't know
That's something.
I don't know what the fuck that is, but hey, God bless. But
The
yeah,
glory kills look pretty nuts, though.
yeah. The one thing I'll say about this is I don't know if you notice it when watching it, the frame rate. Maybe
I was gonna just mention
Yeah.
that the frame rate when he's like running down that like hallway looking thing or that like that bridge. I was just like, yikes!
It doesn't. I don't know if this is the way that's recorded or if it's just running like this, but it's not. That's not even 30 FPS. So
It's like 22.
yeah, hopefully they get that cleaned up because otherwise it looks like a really awesome game, really cool art style, and what looks like really awesome combat. So looking forward to seeing more of that.
It looks stressful.
It does. Let me see. They didn't even give. Okay, so they didn't even give a year. So there's not even a year for this game, but it is coming to Series X.
They still need to put some work into that.
Yeah, I kind of can see it after rewatching that again. But
and of course, Zhao, of course,
yes.
But I already seen Zhao. I was already excited for Zhao. So like, and I actually we both already played some of it too. We played the demo for that game, and the demo was really good. It was really short, good. But it was really like. It really kind of gave you the feel of what to expect, and it was pretty nice.
Yes, I
love
the movement in that game.
To me, I mean, I know some people might not like hearing this, but I was actually enjoying that game more than Prince of Persia.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. I still need to. It's another game that's in my backlog that I just have a sick issue buying games, and they just go in a backlog. But yeah, I mean, like you said, I played the demo. The demo's pretty damn sick. What I played of Prince of Persia, like my only real comparison for Metroidvanias is Ori, because that's the only one I really connected with and loved. This feels a lot more like Ori than Prince of Persia. Not in like the magical, whimsical aspect, because obviously, but also in just how fluid the movement feels. I don't feel like the movement in Prince of Persia feels as fluid and as responsive. But, you know, it was a demo. You know, they probably picked a pretty decent part of the game. Or maybe that was just the beginning. Who the fuck knows? But it played really well, and I'm definitely very excited for this. And it does come out next month, April 23rd. If you're interested in picking up the game, go ahead and support the studio. Support that dude, man. Dude made the game for his dad. Shout out to him. Looks like he made an awesome game. So yeah, I mean, that's really awesome. Happy for him. Happy for the whole studio. It's good stuff. It's good stuff over there. This game here. You know, I guess what's on the screen, I might as well just say something about it. Frostpunk, I never really played the first one. And seeing the kind of game that it is, it's not really my speed. Looks like Settlement Builder. I'm not entirely sure how that goes. Have you ever played the first Frostpunk? I know it was in Game Pass.
Nope.
No. Yeah, I don't. I'm right there with you. But hey, if you're excited for it, it does come out. It has a release date, July 25th of this year, so... Look forward to that. What was the next game here? Now, this one, I marked this one as one of the ones I'm interested in. But even after watching this, I still don't know what the hell this game is. I still don't fully know what the hell this Capcom game is. And
yeah. So talking about the Xbox preview, I actually have a stream going up right now that I'm supposed to be doing for games for IGN and stuff like that. I got asked to do something, so I'm actually streaming exactly right now, which is nuts. But as for this Capcom game, dude, I don't know what the hell they're doing. It's like a ceremonial dance while they're murdering things. It's kind of psychotic.
Yeah, that's the part I saw, because there was a dude who was just, there was like a giant thing struggling and like entangled in like a tree or something, and they just danced and he vanished. And I'm like, what just happened?
I'm literally watching it right now, and it's called Purge. It's called Purge. Let me see what this is. Purge the development or something like that. I don't know. Is that even a word?
Development? Yeah, probably. I mean, who knows? I
didn't learn that in school.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that's correct. But yeah, this game just looks like the combat is what has me interested. That's the thing that keeps me looking.
Right. Because there is some pretty cool moments that seems like kind of a glory kill moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like after you get done doing your regular attacks and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting.
Yes, it's just everything else about the game is just really confuses me. But I mean, to give the name of the game, it's Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess. I don't believe there was a date at the end of this. Let me double check on that. 2024. So it is coming this year. We don't have an official date.
Yeah, it just says 2024. Classic Xbox.
And it is dropping into Game Pass. So, I mean, hey, if you are interested, just you check it out there. So that's definitely good news. But yeah, that was the end of the Xbox partner preview. And I mean, I guess to give it a grade, in fact, before I go, I'm going to ask you, what would you grade this out of 10? What would you give this show?
Well, I'd give it actually like a 7.
That's fair. I was kind of feeling the same.
For what it was, if I'm grading it for what it was, if I'm grading it versus like some of the AAA showcases and stuff like that, then the 6.
Sure.
I'd give it like a 6. But like for what it was, for it being like a partner showcase of just several games, and then we get pretty much a remaster of a game because it needed button support or controller support and whatnot. Yeah, I thought it was pretty hot. I thought it was a good show. And I feel like people will hear 7 and think it's like not worth checking out, but it's totally worth checking out.
Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out, and I would agree with the 7. I mean, I went into this with I knew we were going to see Zhao. I'm excited for Zhao. I saw last night before I went to bed that there was a trailer on PlayStation's channel or something like that for the Stalker thing. So I figured, okay, well, we're probably going to see Stalker here. That probably got kind of leaked early or something. So I was like, okay, well, I got at least those 2 things to look forward to. And then I ended up coming away with 4 or 5 more things on top of that. So I feel like it's fair to give that a 7 out of 10. And that's a really good showing for what the show was, with the low expectations I had. But yeah, great show. We can actually talk about, some topics for today, which...
Yeah, let's get into the topics.
I mean, let's talk about Xbox a little bit, because we're on the Xbox partner preview. The whole special edition consoles thing. And you had a tweet about it. I tweeted about it also. A lot of people tweeted about it.
Yeah. $700 for one of those SpongeBob things, yeah, bro. Like I get it. Like I get it. Like you're partnering with somebody, you gotta have some sort of revenue to get from the actual partnership itself. Oh man, but $700 that for a SpongeBob console, I don't think so, bro.
No,
I don't think so, man. And then I put out a post that like riled up some people. It got some people pissed, and you know how some people are, man. They just they can't understand that things can coexist.
yeah,
They just think bad. Well, what you're saying is like shitting all over all over it, and I wasn't like purposely trying to, but I was a little bit like who like what grown man or grown up that like let's say you're single, right? Let's say you're single, have you got your bachelor pad and whatnot. I couldn't imagine bringing a girl in there and she sees that SpongeBob thing.
and she just
In my front room, like I'd want like a Diablo console or like a Call of Duty one, or or Avowed or Hellblade or Forza, or like there's just so many great first party consoles.
Yeah.
Or I mean, not first party consoles, but there's so many great first party
franchise
games that I feel like could totally be a console version, and you could just like make, I don't know, a couple thousand of them and just put them out there and see how it sells. At least one time, give it a try. You've seen how the Halo one did. I felt like that did pretty good. Yeah, but really make it limited. You make it limited for around these times when these games come out. Like we got like, I don't know, like 10,000 consoles or 30,000 consoles that are going out, and limited time, Best Buy exclusive or GameStop exclusive where you have to order it, right? And then it gets shipped to you. So then maybe they can save on some costs of shipping it to the store and stuff like that, and they could just directly ship it to you, or have it only available on Microsoft's website or something. You know what I'm saying? And just heavily market it. So I feel like they got options and whatnot. They're just not really taking advantage. What do you think?
I would agree with you. I think that, again, going back to the price tag, $699 for an Xbox Series X, which, by the way, we have to keep in mind the Xbox Series X currently is selling for $350. So $350 for the base Series X, and this is no different than the base Series X. It's literally just a Series X with SpongeBob on it. That's not worth that price hike to $700 from $350. It's not worth it. So, I mean, if you're going to be selling consoles at $350 standard now, this needs to be $500 max. And also, like Ham said, the whole thing about coexisting, if you're going to do stuff like this, it's kind of dumb that you've got like damn near 50 studios right now, and you won't do it for, I mean, they did it for Halo. Did they do one for Starfield? I don't think they did one for Starfield, did they?
No, they did not.
They didn't. So no. Like,
missed opportunity.
Yeah, a huge missed opportunity. Like, if you're gonna do it for this, and I get it, like Ham said, you're partnering with them, you're making a little bit of money on the back end. It's good for both parties and everything. Fantastic, but you have a lot of IP and you have quite frankly a lot of games coming out just this year. I mentioned in the party the other night, Indiana Jones. Are you going to be doing a special console for Indiana Jones? Because if you're not doing one for Indiana Jones, but you're doing one for SpongeBob, for a game that nobody really, I mean, let's be honest, nobody really is going to buy that game. Yeah. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, nobody's really buying Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. It's just, it'll sell maybe 1 million copies. and it'll be done. But like, you look at a game like Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6. Like, dude, if you get to Elder Scrolls 6 and there's not a special edition console, I'm floored at that point. I'm legit floored, because Elder Scrolls 6 is like Starfield was kind of a cultural phenomenon, because, you know, Bethesda makes huge games. It's a big deal. But Elder Scrolls 6 is like double that, just because it's a known quantity. It's a known thing. Starfield's this new thing. Nobody really knows about it. Elder Scrolls 6 is on the 6th fucking game. They know about it. And Skyrim is one of the greatest games ever made. Like, you can ask most people and they'll vaguely agree with that at the very least. But I mean, just Call of Duty. And I posted another tweet on Twitter, like, dude, like the amount of special edition consoles they did during the 360 generation, like a Modern Warfare 3 console, Halo 3, Halo Reach, Halo 4. The Halo 4 console is one of the best looking special edition consoles of all time. I had that console. I lost it in a move like years ago, unfortunately, but I had that console. Like, they were killing it with special edition consoles during the 360 generation. They were even kind of killing it during the Xbox One generation, even though the Xbox One was a pretty big step back from the 360. Like, they still had, like, I believe, as long as that deal was in place with Call of Duty, I believe they released one special edition Call of Duty console during the Xbox One generation. I want to say it was Advanced Warfare. It might have been. Or Infinite Warfare. I think Infinite Warfare had the marketing with PlayStation at that point. But they released a Call of Duty console last gen. A Gears console. A Halo 5 console. I mean, like, dude, the Xbox One X's, the Gears of War Xbox One X, like, the Cyberpunk console. Like, it's nuts that you got this huge history of doing all this stuff. Oh yeah, Vincent Vega brings up the R2D2 360. Another great console. But like, here we are in 2024 with now you're like 40 something studios, and you're just like, I'm sorry guys, but the best we can muster up is SpongeBob at $700. I'm just like, I don't know about that. I'm not on board with that. And here's the thing, that can exist. To Ham's point again of coexisting, that can totally exist, but you have to be given, like, I would so buy an Elder Scrolls 6 console. Day one. I would so do that. But you just, for some reason, you're not interested in giving me the option to do it. And I can't quite figure it out. Vincent Vega says best they can do is controllers, right? And speaking of controllers, they just released the Fallout controllers, which look amazing, but where's the console? Release a console alongside it. What are you doing? It's just like people's fandom is huge for these games, like Fallout, Elder Scrolls, like even something like Hellblade. The first Hellblade meant a lot to a lot of people, and you're not going to release a console for it? Even like Ham said, limited edition, 10,000 consoles, first come, first serve. If you miss out, you miss out. But do something. You got to. Ray Chi says the all-white OG Xbox One. Yeah, I had that one. That was the one that came with the Quantum Break bundle, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Ray Chi says Redfall controllers, again, looked awesome. You know, we all know about the game. Right. We all know how that turned out. But, like, the controllers looked awesome. Where's, like, as fun as it is to clown on Redfall the game, they could have made a really cool-looking Redfall console. Just with the art of that game, you could have made a really awesome-looking console. But, you know, and Ray Chi brings up another great point. They won't even make a disc for Hellblade. And, yeah... But there's gotta be something in place for fans who only want to give you money, but you just for some reason are like, nah, we don't want it. No, we don't want your money. But yeah, I mean, any more thoughts on this? I mean, sure as
Not
hell
really,
work.
man. I mean, it's just disappointing to only see that. Like it's just like I just want Microsoft to take advantage of what they got, and it seems like they kind of just sit back and let
Mhm.
others do what they need to do, and don't quite do it themselves. Like they see all these people working around them, and they're willing to team up with people, but I'm just like, why aren't you doing this stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, I
It's weird.
mean, it's strange. It's fucking downright strange. I mean, they do the special edition consoles like the one-offs. Like they do like I feel like there's one of those, especially a Series S, like every other week there's one of those, I feel like.
Yeah, but there are a lot of them are sweepstake stuff, and it's just like,
Exactly.
okay, like who cares? Like
Exactly,
I don't
which
I don't
is
even care to pay attention because it's just like, oh, Diablo sweepstakes console. Yeah, sure. Like I'm not probably gonna be able to get that. Oh, Armored Core one. Oh, that's pretty cool. Probably not gonna be able to
yes.
get that. Like you know what I mean? Like oh, sweet Forza. There's a Porsche edition. Probably not gonna be able to get that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's just like man, so many opportunities of like where people are like genuinely interested. And sure, you could do a sweepstakes on it, but why not sell some as well? Like,
Yeah.
like I said, like 10,000 or something like that. Just to know that it's gonna go off the shelf, right?
Mhm.
Like I know 10,000 is a small number, right? But like that's kind of what makes it like I gotta get
Limited.
it kind of thing, you know?
Yes. It's FOMO. It works in their favor, quite
Like,
honestly.
like how many cool times do you know in the past where they're like where they're like, oh yeah, this special edition of like a Dodge Viper or something, they only made 100,000 of these or something like that. Like, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like, and you got this special little thing on the back. You remember how much they were talking about the Scorpio?
Yeah, the Scorpio.
And they're
Mhm.
like, oh, this one, like they made it feel like I know it was mass production,
Mhm.
but they made it feel like it was like something special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas kind of like, hey, it has this very specific signature on it that says Scorpio
Yeah.
and all this other cool stuff. So it's just like you can do it. You just have to lean into it. And I just feel like they're not really leaning into anything.
Yeah, they're not doing it right now, and hopefully that's something the hardware team is working on. I know we'll be hearing about some form of hardware this year at some point. Who knows if that's the next gen consoles, but hopefully doesn't seem like it's gonna happen this gen, but hopefully next gen they find a way to get on top of that to at least
Right.
offer an option of like, hey, limited run guys, we got 5,000, 10,000 of these things in stock. First come, first serve. If you don't get it, you don't get it. But like, we got this console for you guys, and hopefully we get that because I do miss being excited about. I was almost gonna say goofy shit, but that's not. It's like that's really cool stuff for fans to have of franchises and series and everything. Hopefully they do more of it. That's all I can really say. Uh, but getting on to some more news, I think we should talk a little bit about WB Games because they're doing stuff over there that just continues to baffle me, quite frankly. Um, oh, Raichi says, imagine if they release a transparent green Xbox Series X. Yeah, like that would look awesome. That would look awesome, but apparently we're never gonna get that. But yeah, Warner Brothers Games, saying that they will be moving away, and I feel like they said this before, but saying they'll be moving away from single player experiences with more of a focus on live service games, which is hilarious considering the fact that Warner Brothers' most recent successful game was entirely single player, and it was one of the greatest selling games of all time in a span of a year, and that was Hogwarts Legacy. Versus their latest live service effort, which is Suicide Squad, and It hasn't been hot. It has not been hot. So I'm gonna toss it off to you, Ham. What do you? How are you feeling about Warner Brothers games leaning away from single player games like Hogwarts Legacy and leaning into live service such as Suicide Squad? Oh, you're on mute.
I don't have much to say about that one, bud. All I gotta say is dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they're gonna cook up some pretty cool ideas, but it doesn't excite me from the jump.
Yeah, I'm
Seeing
right
something like seeing WB say we're gonna lean harder into making you spend more doesn't excite me.
Yeah, and
And
that's exactly what it is.
they call it free to play, but we all know what that means. You're gonna put access behind certain things behind the paywall, you know.
Yep.
So it seems like they're trying to give us compartmentalized games, and I don't like that idea.
I 100% agree with you. I don't like the idea of, like, I get why live service games exist. I think it's cool and everything, but like when an entire publisher says we're moving our focus from the thing that we've historically done, and we've done well for the most part, to something like live service, like an entire focus of an entire publishing arm, I'm just like, you lost me. You absolutely lost me. I've already come to terms with the fact we're probably never getting another single player Batman game. I've already come to terms. That's probably not going to happen ever again. But it's like, what does this mean now for Hogwarts Legacy? Like, I'm sure we're going to get a Hogwarts Legacy 2. There's no way they're not doing a Hogwarts Legacy 2. Like, it would be the dumbest thing ever to not do that. But what does it mean for it? Are you going to try to incorporate some form of live service into it? Because if so, please don't. But, you know, who knows? We're going to have to wait and see. I just don't. I don't feel confident whenever stuff like this happens. Huge shifts in focus from one thing that we always do to now we're doing something entirely different. I don't like that. But yeah, that's really all I got to say on that. Let's see what else I had here. Oh yeah, the games. I feel like we should mention. I don't know how exciting they are to you. But the games coming to Game Pass. The big headliners being Control and come on, I just had it. Game Pass editions. Okay. Control was one. What was the other big game coming to Game Pass? Do you remember? Well, you
Was there another? Was there another?
I thought there was. Control. Game Pass editions January, February, March. Oh God, we're in March 2024.
I didn't think there was another big one. I know there's some kid games that are coming to Game Pass.
Oh yeah, so it's Control and MLB The Show 24.
Oh, MLB The Show. I forgot about that one.
Yeah. Okay. And then SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Okay. Yeah, it's not like I look at that and I'm like, I've already beat Control. It's a cool game. It's really cool. If you haven't played it, check it out for sure. But I look at that, I don't get super pumped. I'm kind of at this point with Xbox. I'm just waiting for May, so I can get some Hellblade. But yeah, anything you want to add on that before we move on?
Nah, dog. Nah.
I feel you.
Game Pass. It's not an exciting month for me for Game Pass.
Yeah, I feel you, dude.
It's an exciting month for my daughter.
Oh yeah, sure, dude. Bunch of kid games. You know what we should talk about honestly is, I know it's kind of old news, but we missed last week, and last week was kind of active as far as news went. Obviously Sony with the layoffs, EA with the layoffs. Sony shutting down London studio. Fire Sprite, people at Fire Sprite kind of talking and saying the working environment there is quite toxic, not very good. It was pretty active week. Toys for Bob departing from Microsoft and Activision, going fully independent. Saber also doing the exact same, going independent from Embracer Group. That's also big news. Rachie in the chat says Forza Motorsport October 2023, Hellblade May 2024. 8 months without first party. Yeah, it's it's a dry area of time for Xbox first party. But I'll tell you what's keeping me interested right now is a lot of third party. Like Helldivers is on screen. That's been keeping me. Dragon's Dogma 2 later this month. I mean, that's probably, unless something goes horribly wrong, that's probably going to be my game of the year. But yeah, I mean, a ton of stuff to talk about last week. But I want to start with the Toys for Bob thing. Because that was, to me, that was the most shocking. Because I didn't see that coming at all. But what are your thoughts on Toys for Bob splitting from Microsoft and Activision, going completely fully independent?
Let's see. Oh boy, am I good? Okay, yeah. So I'm, as for Toys for Bob, you know, like I think what they did was smart and good look for Xbox. And I know people are like thinking, oh well, you just bought them. And what happened? You know, you're not keeping track and keeping up on top of your purchase and stuff like that. And it's just like, dude, if you don't know what was going on with Toys for Bob prior, then you're gonna be like shocked to find out that they were just working on Call of Duty. You know what I mean? So like they let them go more or less to allow them to be more creative, right? Let them do their own thing, let them have their own, life, and do what you actually want to do instead of what we need you to do. We could get rid of you and then just hire more people to help for Call of Duty, and you're able to work with what you want to work with, and then you'll partner with us when you seem necessary, and hopefully it's with most of the games that you got.
Yeah.
So I just think it all around is good.
I totally agree with that. I mean, I like you said, they were basically
Mr. Joanna Dark in my chat said Toys for Bob was Toys for Duty.
That's all it was. That's all it was. It's hilarious because they were. I mean, it's not hilarious, but they were relegated to just, we're working on Call of Duty until the end of time and getting out from under. Here's the thing, I wonder if even with Microsoft buying Activision, I wonder if they were in a situation where things weren't going to change much, because I know the way that they apparently run Bethesda, which I'm assuming is the way they'll run Activision, is Bethesda's still Bethesda. Like, they still call the shots over there for the most part. For the most part. They still call the shots over there. I'm wondering if it was the same kind of deal with Activision, where it was like, yeah, you bought us, but we still kind of call the shots over here for the most part. And Toys for Bob is going to be working on Call of Duty. And I wonder if Toys for Bob was just like, please, somebody save us from this. And they managed to get out from underneath it. Good on them. I know they were also, in their statement, they kind of said something along the lines of keep your horns up. Kind of, sort of, a little bit teasing maybe a Spyro return. Who knows? But we'll see. Hopefully everything works out for Toys for Bob. It's a good situation for them. They're in charge of their own fate, so to say. It's a lot of risk, but also could be a whole lot of reward. And you don't got to work on Call of Duty for the rest of the time, so good on them.
Max. Hey, I just wanted to point out real quick that I'm checking out the Dames for Games. IGN. I'm doing like a little co-stream right now, and they got this game on here that like looks nuts. Like it's not like nuts in the sense of like what we just got done seeing with like the Xbox showcases and whatnot. It's just like a bunch of like gribbles. It looks pretty cool for like something for my daughter. I don't know. I just felt like mentioning that. You should throw on this show though when you get done. When we get done here, just to see what it's all about. It's pretty interesting. They got some. They're just talking. Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's like a bunch of ladies that are like developers and stuff like that. They're talking about the different games that they're working on and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Some of the games pretty interesting. Some of the games not so much, if I'm being honest.
That's fair.
But it's more games. So what's wrong with that? You know, right?
Absolutely. In fact, let me I'll full screen it here. I got the volume turned off, but I'll let it play while we talk.
Yeah, perfect.
But yeah, I mean the big thing from last week was obviously Toys for Bob. You know, Saber Interactive, like I said, doing the exact same thing, departing from Embracer, which I mean, just to give my opinion on that, listen, getting away from Embracer is a win.
Yeah, big time.
That's a huge.
See what happened to Volition.
Yeah, if anybody who can escape, get the hell out, please. Save yourself.
Get out of them grimy hands.
Yeah, it's no good over there. So hats off to them. You know, they're working on Space Marine 2. I also know they said they're working on KOTOR remakes. So apparently that's still in play to some degree at some point. Maybe we'll see. Who knows? Rachie says Toys for Bob is now a strong, independent woman from a toxic relationship.
Yeah, let's call it what it is, and I felt like that was perfect.
It is.
That was perfect because they deserve so much better.
Yeah, Activision was up to no good. Activision was sleeping around. It wasn't good. It wasn't a good look. Oh my God, Mike. Mike just joined. Mike, we'll give him.
I think he just realized. Well, we're usually in the other thing, so
yeah, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. That's on us. I didn't even think about that, quite frankly, until you just said that. But yeah, I mean, also layoffs.
There. You got to turn your camera back on.
Whoa, hold on. Okay.
And I put Mike in the lobby.
There we go. Perfect.
There we go.
Yeah,
now we can join them afterwards.
for sure. But yeah, the layoffs at PlayStation, layoffs at EA, London studio closing down. I know the big talking point there was like, oh, but London studio hasn't produced a game in a pretty long time. I think I got to be honest, the only London studio game I really enjoyed was the Getaway series. I don't know if you played the Getaway series back in the day. PS2.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you're in London, and
yeah,
Loke loves it because there's rovers in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. For what, dude? Loke loves rovers. He loves them, apparently.
It's all about the Land Rover.
He can't get enough of that stuff. But yeah, I love those games. But yeah, apparently they haven't released much, or at least not really many big hits. But it does suck to see a studio closing down. I mean, to be perfectly honest. And it just sucks to see the trend continuing of mass layoffs. I mean, I think EA, it was like, 670 employees. At PlayStation, it was 900. Which, you know, and then not too many weeks before that, it was Xbox with like 1,900. Like it's not looking good lately.
Man, good. we gotta protect these developers, man. We gotta
do something.
I mean, hopefully they get these Game Pass deals that can keep them, cooking and doing stuff, and also, get these sales for these games and stuff like that. People keep saying, "Oh, stop expecting Game Pass to, give you games and stuff like that." I'm like, dude, they're paid already. They're good to go. Oh, shout out Red Infamy on the TV screen.
Yo.
But But yeah, man, we need to figure out something like worldwide for these developers to stay in the loop of kind of having the mobility to move a little easier than, crashing people's dreams what feels like every year or every other year, where these just mass layoffs come out and just crush people's dreams, literally people's dreams. People that have been trying to get into this industry, now that they're in, they're like they're tap dancing, it's like, which way am I going? Which way am I going?
That sucks, man, because it's like, like a lot of these people, some of them, you hear stories of like a good amount of people are like self-taught, like animating.
I can already tell this game ain't for me.
Yeah, this one right here. I'm not entirely sure what this is, but it's not up my alley. But hey, everyone has their own taste.
I hate that old Zelda type of shit. Like, I don't like it.
I don't like this because it's like you're just moving from block to block, and I'm all set. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where you go to school for God knows how many years to get a degree, to do your dream, to be just like at the end of the year you're just a thing that needed cut to make some money work, and it's just that's disappointing. But I mean, all the best to anybody who was laid off. Obviously this affects things over at EA as well, with the new Star Wars game, or presumably what we assume was going to be a Star Wars Mandalorian FPS game from Respawn. Whatever it was they were working on, it was a licensed IP and it was canceled. So that opens up for Respawn to maybe do Titanfall 3, but I'm not holding my breath on that because been wanting Titanfall 3 forever and we never have ever heard anything about it. So
yo, Joe, you see this game?
What's up?
This game right here. You see this game? This game's kind of hot.
Hold on.
Old girl threw like a stick at the wall, like a spear at the wall, used it to jump on, and then called it back or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Akatori.
I could see myself rocking with something like that. That was kind of interesting. But Mr. Joanna Dark in my chat actually said something really interesting. Shout out to Mike Johnson that just pulled up. Thank you. But Miss Joanna Dark said smaller budget, different economic models to sell games. There should be ways to help devs understand the business better and have tools that can help small studios budget out game.
And then 100% agree.
And then he continued to say, have devs not take terrible exclusivity deals that could hurt them. Take double bags from Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? Like that will make the company more money. That will allow you to invest further into the developers that are there, to be able to keep them to do more work and stuff like that. That allows you to work on more projects at a time. Like, I don't know, like I'm no like genius when it comes to how the how the whole keeping up with studios things works whatsoever, but I can tell you that what they've been doing ain't working. You know what I mean? What they've been doing ain't working. This Lost Twins 2 game looks pretty cool too. It looks cute. It's a Steam game, wish list. But anyways, on that, dude, I just don't know. They just need to do a better job, in my opinion, of just forecasting and keeping people in a better understanding of what's kind of what's going on, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like by the time they hear about it, we all find out it's too late. It ends up being a horrible look for the studios. I mean, I can't imagine that these companies want to look like pieces of shit.
No, it's bad PR. Bad PR.
Right. So,
I mean, hopefully hopefully, I feels like I've been saying this since the beginning of the generation. We've all been saying it. It's like hopefully this leads to like maybe not every game needs to be a huge thing with a massive budget. It just sometimes a game can just be a fun experience that lasts 10 to 15 hours and you have a good time and you move on. And sometimes it can just be a simple co-op game. Look at Helldivers 2 right now. Like it doesn't need this big epic huge gargantuan story with ridiculous production value to do numbers. Like it doesn't need to be that. Like I don't know at what point the industry figures that out, because
I think you're figuring that out right now, to be honest.
I hope so.
Because it seems like with the scale back that that Sony talked about in the leaks with Insomniac, how they want to go kind of to the $50 game thing. Xbox has seemingly already kind of figured out that they don't want to spend as much as Sony's been spending on games. And I remember, just not that long ago, really, everyone's like, why don't we have these crazy big budget looking games like PlayStation does and whatnot? Well, we're kind of seeing why.
Yeah, you're finding that out.
Yeah, you're finding that out, and even Sony themselves said that they're gonna have to scale back on how much they spend on the game, and ain't nothing wrong with scaling back. And in fact, there's nothing wrong with going crazy like Sony did, but you gotta be a little bit more careful and very, selective on what's worth that price tag, right? You can't just have every single game worth that price tag. Every single game has the same exact quality as Spider-Man 2 or Fidelity, or every single thing is going to look as pretty as Horizon Forbidden West or whatnot. Like, you don't have to do that for every single game. And as you see, it doesn't even attract everybody. But you see something like Helldivers that has some amazing things, but a lot of it's pretty kind of generic, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, calling in those strikes and stuff, there's nothing special about hitting the directional pad, but it feels good.
Yeah, it's fun.
It feels good to be in that stressful moment and be like left, right, up, down.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I feel like if you nail the gameplay, everything else is additive. Once you nail the gameplay, everything else is additive. And it's like, if you could do that, I'm happy like 9 times out of 10. Raichi says, I don't ask for 10 Ghost of Tsushimas for Microsoft, I ask for 1. And I'm there with you. It's like him said, you're finding out now that these games cost a lot to make. So it's unrealistic to expect now I don't know how many studios Microsoft has. I think it's like 44 to be exact. But like it's unrealistic to expect all 44 of those studios to produce AAA content. Because that's just ridiculous. That's an insane amount of money being spent. Not to mention marketing on top of that. But like, stuff like Hellblade looks like it could be that kind of experience. It doesn't need to be, and again, like I said, it doesn't need to be a 30-hour experience. Hellblade, I think they said to expect roughly the same time as the first game, which was like 7 to 10 hours, depending on how you played it. Yeah, like stuff like that, just a polished experience that offers you something that isn't very easy to forget is really all you need. Rachel also says the cape and dust particles physics in Helldivers 2 is the best part of the game. Dude, the physics in that game are really, really fun. The amount of times I'm running and I just dive off of whatever I'm on top of.
Yes, talk about it.
Yeah, just to scorpion myself back, like the back of my toes hit the back of my feet, hit my head. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty damn awesome. Hilarious.
Unleashing a 100-round clip just to hear your person scream "Liberty" or "Ah!" It's amazing. I love it.
It is.
It gives me that old school EDF feeling. I don't think you said you played EDF, Matt.
I haven't, but Mike said I would like it.
EDF is hilarious when they do their screams. This is for my family. Ah! They're running EDF, EDF. Like the chants are so good.
Aren't they working on another EDF?
Yes, they are.
Okay, I might hop in on that one because I would be interested. If it's like that, then yes, I'll be interested.
Shit, we should I should copy the older EDF, so we should just run around and play on that. It's a good game, dude.
Are they backwards compatible?
Yes, they are.
Oh, okay, absolutely. I would definitely play those. But yeah,
I might have to copy that tonight and get down on that sucker, man. I'm telling you.
If you do that, I absolutely will. No questions asked. I would be really excited to check that out. But yeah, I mean,
they have rolling in the game.
Rolling,
dodging.
Oh, okay. I was like I was confused for some reason. But yeah, let's.
That's not in Helldivers, you know. They don't have dodging in Helldivers.
No, unfortunately not. You get hit a lot in Helldivers.
The two things I really wish that they had in Helldivers is dodging, rolling, and jumping, better mantling.
Yeah, they need jumping. They need jumping in that game for sure, because it's like the amount of things that I can mantle versus the amount of things I can't mantle that seem like I should be able to mantle them. It's confusing. I don't know what to do in that game. Whenever I see an obstacle, I'm like, I might as well just walk around it, and I don't like that feeling.
Yeah, I don't like the feeling of just like running into a rock until you decide that you want to grab it.
Yeah.
Yes,
sometimes it works, stupid. Sometimes it doesn't. It's weird. It's a strange machine.
I find myself hitting A when I know it's not doing anything.
Oh yeah, and sometimes I don't even need to hit A. Sometimes I just hit sprint and run, and it'll do it.
That's what I'm saying. You don't need to hit A, but I feel the need to do it because usually that's a mantle in games.
Yeah. Helldivers not only captured COD players' hearts, they got the Halo fans, Warhammer 40K fans, Starship Trooper fans, Killzone fans.
Well, hey, let's not forget Halo's talking about making their own type of Helldiver thing for the Forge.
Oh yeah, Hell Jumpers, which looks, I mean, shit, looks pretty awesome.
Did you see any of it?
I thought they showed off. Let me see if I can.
I didn't see nothing about that game yet. So if they got something to see, then I need to check it out.
I thought they showed like a little preview thingy. Hell Jumpers.
If 4GQ's TV says he knows Sissy, good friend of his. It's cool to see her on the stream with Destiny. DNBC 32.
Nice. Oh no, I saw the Windows Central article where they're talking about it.
Okay. So they didn't show none yet.
No, I don't think they show anything. But it's Forge Falcons is the team working on it. Who created the Halo Infinite Battle Royale mode Inheritor, which I've never played. But I definitely am interested in Hell Jumpers. So we'll see what that's like.
No dickity.
Why are my guests muted? Ham's not muted. Ham's volume is coming right on through. Are you talking about the people on? You talking about the people on the screen, the ladies? That's not my guess. I'm not interviewing Destiny or Sissy. I'm not interviewing them.
That's a showcase.
That's a showcase. I wish, but that's not the case over here right now. But yeah, I mean, there's really nothing to add for the show. I mean, on my end, it's you know. Yeah, it's false advertising. He's gonna report me. Go ahead and do it, Tom. But yeah, I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add before I end my stream.
Nah, man, I'm pretty solid. I mean, other than the crazy thing that me and Logue talked about yesterday with the whole God, what was that thing called? The people that try to like PC games.
PC games?
No, not PC games. The like the PC culture
Oh.
for video games. Sweet baby.
Oh, Sweet Baby Inc.
Yeah.
This is one that's confused me, and I think I brought it up in chat. Like, I don't know. Until this past week, I had never heard of Sweet Baby Inc. in my entire life. I had no idea who they were. And then I saw people saying like, "Oh, because I guess they're involved with Fable," and they're like, "Oh, look, they're involved with Fable. The main character's ugly or whatever, and this is why she's ugly. It's because they're involved." I from what I see, people don't like Sweet Baby Inc. That's my general feeling.
I mean, I don't like the people that run. So far, like from what I heard, I don't like the people that run Sweet Baby, but the idea of that company is not bad.
Yeah, it's just, isn't it more diversity or inclusiveness is the idea?
That's the point of it, and I think it's always good to have somebody that has their ear to the ground.
Yes.
You know, right? Just to kind of remind developers, hey, like your last game had this and this, maybe, sprinkle a little bit of this in there. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But like the way that they're going about it is like kind of violent. Like Ooh. Pretty much like forcibly do stuff, and the way that they like kind of talk about it is just, it makes me uncomfortable. It makes me not want to rock with them.
Yeah, see, and like I said, it's hard for me because I've only seen the Fable stuff. I also know shout out to Cult Classic Kate. She's been posting a few videos on it as well. I need to check out, but like I don't know the whole picture. All I know is we were in the chat the other night, and then I think it was either Mike or you who brought up the whole mission statement of the thing is like inclusiveness, adding some diversity and gaming experiences. And I'm like, that's fantastic. But if they're going about it the way that they seem to be going about it, it's hard to be entirely on board with it. It's kind of hard.
And I guess somebody on Steam was like calling out every game that they worked on and linking it back to their website, and they're trying to say that's not us, when it's like the link goes straight to your website and the website says exactly what the person's telling you. So it's just like they're trying to like run away from taking ownership of what they've been doing, and to me that's a red flag.
Yeah, that's
like, if you're not proud of what you're doing, if you don't want to be seen for what you're doing
something wrong.
You're doing something weird.
Something shady is happening. Tom in the chat says, "What the hell is a SpongeBob console?" Well, you missed it, buddy, but Xbox is releasing for a limited time only a SpongeBob console for $6.99. So go ahead and treat yourself to one of those, Tom. I know you would definitely love a SpongeBob console as much as anybody.
Yeah. Grab it for $700, bro.
$700. Don't worry about getting a new GPU. Don't worry about saving any sort of money for anything. Just get yourself a SpongeBob console, okay? Just go ahead and do that.
Might I add, it does exactly what my console does.
Yes, it's nothing special, but it's just SpongeBob on it. It's SpongeBob with a SpongeBob controller.
You know what's nuts is you could like during the holiday season, you could probably get a Series X and a Series S for the same price.
Yeah, I mean the way it's going right now, how much? So the way it's going right now, it's like $350 for the Series X in some places, and the Series S is often on sale around $250, like almost year round. You could get it for the same price, maybe a little bit cheaper right now, maybe.
Yeah, why would I want one console like I have two?
It's a hard sell, that console, but they're definitely
and plus
trying to sell it.
I feel like the Series S is like of all the times that they did like a special console, I thought the Series S is the most SpongeBob looking console I've seen.
Yeah, that one would make the most, because like SpongeBob,
the big black
Series
circle kind of
X,
screws it up, but yeah.
You could try to find it. It would be weird. Yeah, you'd have to find a way to incorporate that. But yeah, it just doesn't. I don't get excited when I see $700 for a SpongeBob console. I wouldn't be too excited if I saw $500 for a SpongeBob console, let alone seven. So I'm and for that reason I'm out. But yeah,
$700 for something I'd want on the console is still a hard buy.
yeah, it's you could show me the Elder Scrolls console for 700. I'd still be like, ew.
Yeah, like I want it, but not $700.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
all set.
that's a like that's literally a Series X, 1 terabyte SSD, and a game.
Yep, that's a good amount of stuff. So I mean, yeah, it's not good, Tom. You can find it on Xbox's Twitter page, but it's not looking good over there. But yeah, that's the end of the show. I got nothing else to add. I'm gonna end my stream.
Yeah,
But
I'm gonna keep
before
going over here on my channel. I'll meet you and Mike here in a little bit in the voice channel if that's where you're going.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. But before I end the stream, let my viewers and the people who watch this later know where they can find you, what you're up to, and on all that fun stuff.
So currently, right now, I'm doing Dame for Games. I'm doing a co-stream for them. I have it pulled up on my channel, TSWS Gaming. That's where you'll find all of my content. You'll also find me on Twitter at HamSolo05 Gaming. If you want to talk to the pony version of me, you'll find me at Matt Likes Games.
And you'll find at Matt Likes Games at Hard Mike on Twitter. So that's where you can find Ham and myself. But no, for real, you can find me on Twitter at Matt Likes Games. You can find me on YouTube. Obviously here every Wednesday, normally 2 p.m. Eastern for the Two Player Podcast with Ham Solo and myself. And then Mondays and Fridays it's videos 11 a.m. Eastern. And then on Friday, I'm over on Ham's channel, TSWS Gaming, link in the description for that, for Bullsitting at 4 p.m. Eastern, although the time's going to be changing on that relatively soon, but 4 p.m. Eastern for now. And that's where you can find me. But that all being said, I think I can hop up out of here in the stream, and I will see you, or will see you all next week. Thank you for watching.